So let me flip a belief that you've probably held your whole life. Working with a tax professional isn't an expense, it's an investment. Because when you do it right, every dollar that you put in with a tax professional will return you 5, 10, 20, maybe even 50x on your investment. Stick with me, I'll show you how with real examples. Most entrepreneurs think that, oh, I can use TurboTax and it'll cost me $200, or I can use my friend's cousin down the road and he'll file my return for cheap. But what they don't realize is that in that cheaper return filing, they're also getting cheaper services. And that $500 that they use to file is actually losing them out on about $10,000 in tax deductions that they could have taken working with a professional. I'm Harrison. I've worked with entrepreneurs at all levels, whether it be freelancers all the way up into multiple six-figure entrepreneurs. And I've seen firsthand the ROI of using a tax professional in your business to do your tax planning and do your tax preparation. Today, I'm going to walk you through the exact system that I use with my clients and how it looks when used in a real business. So the first example is a freelancer who saved $12,000 on their taxes in a single year. So Sarah was a freelancer making $80,000 a year doing photography. And she had messy finances. She didn't keep track of her books or expenses, and so she was missing out on things like cell phone, equipment cost, home office deductions, software. I mean, you name it, she wasn't taking advantage of it. And when we cleaned up her books, we found an additional $30,000 in business expenses, which resulted in an extra $12,400 in tax savings for her. So the ROI, she paid me a fraction of that, and she walked away with more money in her pocket to reinvest in her business or put into other wealth growing assets. So another example was an e-commerce owner who chose the wrong entity. David, we'll call him David, ran an online store that was netting $150,000 a year in profit. And that sounds great till you realize that David was being killed in self-employment taxes because he was operating as a sole proprietor. This meant that he was going to be paying over $10,000 in self-employment taxes every single year. So what we did is we switched him to an S Corp, which switches your profit into a split between salary and distributions as an owner and helps you only pay self-employment tax on the salary portion. And so that saved him over 15 grand in taxes just from that one simple trick. So he invested a couple thousand, in upfront cost to have the professional planning and bookkeeping and tax preparation to make sure that that was the right thing to do up front. But on the back end, he saved over 15 grand in taxes. And that's only from the one move that I'm mentioning, not to mention all the other things that we made sure to implement to lower it even further. So the third example I want to talk about is the real estate investor with depreciation. So let's say we had a client named John who bought real estate but didn't realize the extent of how much depreciation he could be taking off of his taxable income. Once we structured him properly and got him in the correct classification of real estate investor, he was able to offset $25,000 of his ordinary income from his other income sources. This meant that his tax bill dropped by $7,500 in that tax year just from this one strategy. Things like this are essentially just finding free money sitting on the ground that you're just not willing to pick up on your own, or that you don't know how to get to on your own. So let's pause for a second. If a tax professional helps you save $12,000, $15,000, or even $20,000 every single year in taxes, is that few $1,000 upfront expense that you're paying monthly or annually, is that really an expense? Or is it an investment into your future? So here's a simple framework to think about the ROI of working with a tax professional. So let's say that the upfront cost is $5,000 for the year, but in the year they find you $20,000 worth of tax savings. That's a 4 times multiplier on your ROI. Now think about it. Where else in your business are you going to be finding that sort of return on investment? Not in ads, not in software. That's why tax planning is not a cost for you and your business. It's one of the highest return on investments that you can make. So here's the shift that I want you to have. You need to stop looking at, oh gosh, man, this tax professional, it cost a lot, and start looking at it, how much am I missing out on in savings by not hiring a tax professional? Because the truth is, the IRS is happy to take your money if you don't want to learn how to play the game correctly. Are you ready to stop seeing tax professionals as a cost and start seeing them as a wealth growing vehicle and just another tool in your tool belt? If that's you, you can check out the link in the description to schedule a call with me, and I'll look at you and look at your business and tell you where I think that you can improve and where I can help you in your tax planning and see if we'd be a good fit to work together. And also, don't forget to subscribe. I've got more free trainings and more information coming out in the near future that'll help you on your tax savings journey. As always, never stop your relentless pursuit of continuous improvement. I'll look forward to us talking.